What a night here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. History made. Jimmie Johnson. The celebration continues. And our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Goodyear's Fuel Max tires help you get there. Check your mileage at GoodyearTires.com. Calculate your savings. Jimmie Johnson with the trophy. Familiar sight by now, but certainly one well-deserved. Four-time consecutive champion. Dave Burns has a story on another champion for us, David.
Well, and Alan, don't our champions in NASCAR have those one-name titles? Cale, Dale, Tony, and Jeff. Well, Jimmie is in the same boat, and here's a story of where his name came from. Jimmie's dad, Gary, was an amateur motor racer in the 1970s. He had a good friend on the circuit who beat riders from the factory on a regular basis and went on to win regional championships in the AMA. His name was Jimmy Brockman. He lost his life on the final race of the 1971 season, but he'd already locked up the championship. And Gary vowed that if he and Kathy ever had a son, they would name their son after Jimmie. Jimmie has honored the name of Jimmy Brockman more than that group of motocross racers from Southern California could have ever imagined, and his legacy is part of Jimmie, another true champion. Gary, what do you think your best friend Jimmie would have thought of all this?
Oh, I think he's been helping for years. It's kind of hard to talk about, but Jimmie and my Jimmie were both very determined people. You know, they knew what they wanted and they went out and got it. And I never knew my Jimmie would have been like Jimmy Brockman, but it's so cool. And it's been a long time ago. It's really neat that we get to do this, to talk about him.
And you, Gary, now have seen your son do this 4 times. We were just kind of sitting here saying it was surreal. But I remind you, we probably better take it in because we never know, right? And what is it like to experience again here in Victory Lane, the championship?
Yeah, this last 100 laps, I kept thinking about, you know, the motor things in the car, you know, like how they talk about hearing noises and stuff. And I wasn't nervous all day to like the last 100 laps, and I was just hoping, you know, please, everything just keep going to set history. I mean, make history. It is amazing.
Well, he certainly has, and now you know the legacy of his name as we go over to the pit studio, guys. Jimmie Johnson, he's a Jimmie IE, but he certainly was named after a Jimmie Y, and he's another one-title champion. He's done it 4 in a row.
I'll tell you what, guys, the 48 team, if they can keep this team together right now, again, I don't see anybody slowing them down. They are so hot right now. This team gets along so well. Ray, if they can keep it going, I see this dynasty continuing.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, we saw a great performance tonight, but I'll tell you what, we saw some strong performances from other teams. It's great to see the RCR team back, 2nd and 3rd place finishes. Maybe could be a little bit of a challenge at the beginning of next year.
Yeah, if Denny Hamlin's group and Mike Ford, if they hadn't have stumbled throughout the beginning of the chase, I mean, just think of where they would be right now. They possibly could be challenging for that championship this year. Look for them to be strong. And Kurt Busch, we talked about the separation of he and Pat Tryson and that team all at the end of the whole season, but look how well they performed. They performed admirably, and they could be a contender as well.
You know, Mark Martin finished in 2nd in point standings. This guy has been so strong all year long, too. I expect to see Mark back in victory lane a lot more. They learned a lot this year, how to win a championship, how to keep that car up front, and with that car owner, Rick Hendrick, they got these guys. I don't think there's any stopping those guys either.
Rusty Bradray, thank you. Out on the stage, Jeff Gordon coming up to congratulate Jimmie Johnson and join into the celebration as history has been made tonight. We said at the top of the day, how many chances do you get to see history made? Well, I know I could say at least one. We saw it tonight as Jimmie Johnson won a 4th consecutive NASCAR Sprint Cup Series title at Homestead. Why do I have the feeling these guys are going to be celebrating all night long after winning a 4th consecutive NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship? The photos, the presentations, Jimmie Johnson being taken around to some of the interviews, and why not? He deserves all the credit he gets. Look at some of the things that Jimmie's accomplished compared to some of NASCAR's all-time greats. Richard Petty earned his 4th title in his 14th season of competition. Dale Earnhardt, 7-time titleist, got his 4th in his 12th season. Jeff Gordon, a 4-time titleist, earned his 4th in his 9th season of competition. And now Jimmie Johnson, the only other man to win 4 or more titles, has won his in just his 8th season of Sprint Cup Series competition. For some perspective on what we've seen tonight and throughout these last 4 years, for that matter, let's head up to the booth. Dr. Jerry Punch, Dale Jarrett, and Andy Petrie, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Alan. And guys, you both have stood where Jimmy and Chad are standing now on that stage celebrating a championship. If you would, put in perspective what we have just seen: 4 consecutive championships.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah, I stood there one time, but 4 years in a row. And it's something, as I've watched the greats go through this sport, through a lot of years of history, being around this sport, have been fortunate to do that. And I've seen people win 200 races, 7 championships, as Dale and Richard did, but not ever have they put 4 consecutive years together in a time that the competition is as difficult and as tough as we've ever seen it before. So it's just simply amazing. I'm actually dumbfounded. I mean, I thought that I could come up with some words that may help describe it, but simply amazed that these guys are that good. And who knows where it's going to stop.
Well, and just think about it. Since 2002, they've never finished out of the top 5 in points, ever. And now once they learn how to win a championship, and they say you have to learn how to win them, they hadn't lost one. So, I mean, it's just been incredible. I don't know, like I say, how to put it into words, but like I said earlier, I'll never look at these guys the same again. They hold a real high place in this sport.
By my rough calculations, folks, in 4 years, Jimmy Johnson has won 29 races and earned just shy of $60 million over the last 4 years in the chase. That's pretty impressive. Now, we're crowning a champion tonight, and how about a Rookie of the Year possibly, as Joey Logano standing by with Jamie.
And Doc, it is official. At 19 years old, he has become NASCAR's youngest Rookie of the Year ever. Here's your hat. You're official. Joey, you end up 20th in points. Sum up this year for you from start to finish, what it's been like.
A roller coaster ride, to be honest with you. You know, obviously we had our real tough starts at the Home Depot Toyota. You know, it's in the first 8, 9, 10 races were, you know, we were struggling. Mostly me just trying to figure out what was going on, and I feel like we made big steps towards the right direction to get better and better. You know, got in the top 20 points. If you told me that in the beginning of the season, I'd have been, yeah, right, this isn't going to happen. But to get it up there, it was really cool. I feel like we got a little ways to go. We'll work hard over the off season here and try to make it better. But you know, overall, it's cool to get the very best as Rookie of the Year. You know, and I got to thank the Home Depot for sticking behind me. You know, in the rookie season, that was real neat to have their support.
They certainly believed in you, and so did your crew chief, Greg Zipadelli. He said you're a quick study, but I understand he also gives you homework during the week. What is that all about, and how much did it help you?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do as much as I can, you know, especially, you know, I mean, the beginning part of the season, you're, okay, what can I get that I can study up on, or what can I do to make myself a better race car driver? And, you know, it's whatever I can find, you know, notes from last season, you know when Tony was driving, you know, as much stuff as I can figure out, you know, that's what I need to do. So as far as watching the races, race on the simulator, everything I can do to become better, you know, is what I need to do. And I feel like that's helped me out a lot this season. You know, Mike McLaughlin is kind of like my mentor and has been traveling around with me and helping me a lot. So I've had a lot of help this year. I got to thank all those guys. Got to thank my team. You know, they did an awesome job this year. And you know, I guess I'm excited it's over. We got what we needed done. We got done what we needed to do, and you know, we'll work hard and go next season.
Joey Logano, he says it was a roller coaster season. He had some big spills, and he also became the youngest winner in NASCAR history. What a year. Alan.
Yeah, a big thrill for Joey Logano, that victory, and no doubt being named Rookie of the Year, joining such greats as we detailed earlier today as Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt and Tony Stewart and more, who've gone on to great heights in NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing. Hold that trophy high, Jimmy. You deserve it. 4 consecutive championships for the 34-year-old from El Cajon, California. We have more post-race coverage from Homestead-Miami Speedway in just a minute.